Today we're going to do a deck building. So, we have a special guest. Stefan, who's the guest?
Marcel, it's a local favorite Six Samurai player.
Ah! So, will you send him over so we can interview him?
I'll do that. Marcel, come sit here. Let's have some fun.
I will have that.
Hey Marcel, welcome. Now, how long do you play Yu-Gi-Oh?
Well, longer than you have initially, so 9 years now.
9 years. That's long. And what kind of deck are you playing right now?
At the moment my favorite deck would be my, well, I'm still constructing it at the moment, but I'm working on another warrior deck actually.
Ah, and that's the warrior deck we're going to film tonight.
No, that's a finished deck, but it's a deck for another time perhaps.
Okay, yeah, sure. And what is the purpose of the deck that we're going to film?
It's actually a deck that's for more advanced players, and it's more developed to play in the mind of the other player actually.
Ah, and what was going in your mind while you was building that deck?
Well, I didn't like the current meta at the time, simply said.
So you built an anti-meta deck.
I wouldn't call it an anti-meta deck, I will call it a non-meta deck actually.
Okay. And what is your favorite card in this deck?
I do not have any favorite cards in the deck at the moment, but well, I would go for the classic marauding captain command knight combo.
Ah, that's very interesting. Well, I think it's time we're going to the deck building right now. If you are okay with it?
Sure.
We'll go!
So, Marcel, let's start with your deck build. Let's show us your warrior infighter deck build.
Okay, I roll 3 Valkyrian knights. I use them for actually the same effect as they share with marauding captain, and they're the strongest card in this deck. I have here 3 marauding captains. I use them for their blocking ability when a second marauding captain is on the field, and I use them to special summon other warrior type monsters. I here have 2 silver sentinels. These are used actually either to support the rest of the warriors or in the back row for when someone would attack the back row, like a mystical space typhoon, heavy storm. I have 2 rose warriors of revenge. These are tuners, level 4. And they can be used to get level 8 colossal fighter, for instance. Their effect is also fun in this deck because they do 300 damage when they do damage.
It sounds fun.
I have 2 command knights in this deck build. Their effect is actually that they cannot be attacked if there is another warrior on the field, and they boost all other warriors by 400 attack points. So it's it's one of the better cards in this deck. I use 2 x-saber pashuul. They cannot be destroyed by battle, which make them a very effective blocker. Since the rest of this deck is based around boosting the warriors, it actually makes them quite scary sometimes. They're a nice level 2 tuner, 2 by the way. So that's for level 5 cards, if I want to get them. I use 2 exiled force for their effect. They're also a level 4, so I can use them for level 4 exceed also. I also have 2 comrade swordsman of landstar. These also share the effect with command knight, and they're level 3 tuners. And this is a booster warrior. This is my level 1. It boosts my auto warriors and itself with 300 attack points. I can be special summoned when there's a tuner on the field, which is a very fun effect.
Now for the spells.
Up for the spells indeed. I use the A forces, and for each warrior or spellcaster on your side of the field, they boost your warriors by 200 attack points, which is a very neat effect in a solo type deck. I use Burden of the Mighty to bring down the high level powered cards of my enemies.
Such as?
Well, everyone knows the most beloved, hated level 10 monster or level 8 Blue Eyes White Dragon, for instance. I use reinforcements of the army to search for a warrior type monster. Well, since it's a mono warrior type monster, I can search actually any card in the deck with it. Level 4 or lower, well, I only play at highest level 4 in the deck, but we'll show some other cards which are higher but cannot be searched since they're not in the main deck. I use 3 shrinks, which halves the original attack of the opponent's monster, which is actually a nice trick shot when you have 4000 attack beast against you, since it would halve them down to 2000, and since this deck is built around boosting its warriors, it actually is enough to bring down most monsters. I also main 3 ego boosts. There is something special about this card. It has to be played during the attack declaration. In any other phase of the battle phase, it cannot be activated. So an alternative for it would be Rush Recklessly. I myself chose for this one because it shows skill on behalf of the player who uses it, and it gives another 300 attacks instead of the 700 given by Rush Recklessly. I main 2 Solidarity. Since it's a mono type deck, Solidarity does not have any problems with it because of another type in the graveyard. This also gives an attack boost of 800 attack points, which is rather good to have. I use two MSC, well, for the obvious reason. A Book of Moon, a Dark Hole, 2 Pot of Duality for searching through the deck.
Now the traps.
A Solemn Warning to block any creature I would not be able to fend off otherwise with this deck, which is a neat trick. I use 2 magic cylinders to reflect my enemy's attack. And now for the extra deck. I'll start with the synchro monsters first. I use 2 Scarred Warrior, they're level 5, and they share an effect with the marauding captain that it has to be attacked first, which makes a total of 8 cards which are required to be attacked first before another warrior can be attacked, which is a nice blocker. Gaia, Knight of the Force of Earth, is a nice beat stick of 2600. It has no further effect, but it's a level 6 synchro. Colossal Fighter, I mentioned before, is a level 8 synchro, and since it's a mono type deck, it can actually be boosted by any card in the graveyard. The Crimson Blader, well, it's a 2800 card. I recently acquired it during a sneak peek, so I haven't had real time to use it. It's also a level 8, which is not that fun to get on the field. I have here a level 7 driven Daredevil, which is a 2400 beat stick in a warrior solo deck mainly. I drive 2 heroic champion Excalibur, which is a real nice beat stick for its 4000 attack points. which get again boosted. So I use Heroic Knight Kusanagi for its 2500 attack. To be honest, I haven't yet been able to get it on the field with this deck. Getting more monsters on the field is sometimes troublesome. Gagaga Cowboy is an obvious card for its effect. It's only a level 4, but it's an XYZ. And I suppose that's about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this was Decklist 101. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to rate, like and subscribe, and see you next time. And maybe later this week we got some dueling videos. See ya!